right, great. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Just to kind of touch on table setting and a formal etiquette for that. When we get a second, we have a slide here. How many of you, this is your first time meal to Inspirations? All right, mine too, so. Great, how many of you plan on decorating a table this year or setting a table for friends or family, whoever you're entertaining? Okay, usually a bunch of us do, great. All right, here we go. So just kind of a simple slide on formal etiquette for setting a table, just kind of the basics. Your salad plate, your dinner plate, your napkin, your utensils, teacup, your name card. Wish we had more time to go over more etiquette of it, but just a couple tips here. It's actually formal that if you don't need a piece of equipment for the meal, you don't have to set it out. So if you're not eating the salad plate, don't set it out. If you're not eating, the coffee or teacup, it's all right not to set it out. Second thing I learned tonight actually was that on your utensils, you try to keep them about an inch away from the edge of the table. So just a couple helpful tips there when you're setting your own tables at home. All right, so the next slide. When you're setting a table, you want to make sure there's plenty of room for people to get up, sit down easily, feel comfortable talking. A lot of people talk with their hands, communicate that way, give them room to do so. And then secondly is the decorating. We don't want that to get in the way of the meal, the food. And obviously on this table, we wouldn't have enough place for food necessarily, but we can decorate in simple ways such as your name cards. And so we have a couple examples up here. What would we do without Pinterest? Or any pinners? Okay. A little addictive, but there's some great ideas on there. I didn't put names on them tonight, but have all of you here heard of the English cracker? Okay, simple tradition, this kind of English thing. Normally it has like a fun party hat they put on for the dinner, as well as like a little keepsake item and a little story or quote, but it's just a kind of fun way to even give a party favor to your guests, as well as put their name on it, so you serve two purposes at a time. Second thing you can do is when you're fold your napkins in a fun way, and then obviously your centerpiece. And so when you read magazines, you also hear about the wardrobe essentials, and tonight I'll refer to some things as a centerpiece essential. So one of my favorite things for centerpiece making is, sounds a little dirty, but a mirror. Sorry not to blind you all in a moment, but great. So it's just a good way to reflect light. Dollar store, sometimes you have a mirror at home that you just keep the edge off of. And then before we get started on centerpieces, I think we have another slide for that. Okay, just some other fun ideas on Pinterest again. But there's a couple of just important key tips to that. One of them is a florist tip, and it's called using airs, selling airs, kind of what we refer to it as. But on this floral arrangement, for example, we have this called bare grass, but if you were to take that and kind of push it down, it kind of looks like a smaller arrangement. And someone would look at that, if you're a florist trying to sell it, say, oh, it's only got to be $25. But if you add some dimension to it, the height, you can actually sell it for more. It just adds a little more class to your arrangement. Just a simple touch, a lot of impact. And then the reason why we decided to set it up down here is when you're designing your centerpieces, it's important to be at the eye level that your guests are going to see what you're arranging. A lot of the times we design a counter or a table and we're up above everything, so we can't see what's going down on this lower eyesight level. So it's really good to get down next to your centerpiece or whatever you're designing. Okay, so we have our lovely assistant Leslie again. We're going to come up. We're going to talk about the budget friendliness of some of these that we did tonight. All right, so the first one we're starting with, just went to the dollar store, got some fun vases, maybe you have some at home, but just easy budget-friendly arrangement. So we just took some tall glass jars, a candle, filled it with popcorn kernels. You have a ribbon, raffia, just a simple thing to do. If you have a garland, you might have an ivy garland at home. Just kind of think about things that you have at your home that you can use and multi-use for making your centerpieces. They also had some these bubble glass jars, and they actually stack really nicely if you want to do something similar to that. You can put pine cones, Christmas ornaments, Easter eggs during spring season, whatever that you're decorating for. And you can use them for every occasion. Just kind of a nice touch to it. Just another tradition, you're entertaining your guests at the same time. You might want to keep a container with some pieces of paper. They could write down a fun memory or a favorite tradition they have of each other. And share that during the meal. Just kind of a way to have some entertainment at the same time. So this first one, popcorn kernels, just had a little family court at home. Maybe you have some picture frames you'd like to put up or something. Glassware, large candles, and just kind of these fun squash things, but a total of $16. But you might have some of that at home, which is going to cut the cost down. Okay, our second one, Pinterest has really been big into the goblets right now. You might have some at home, wine or water goblets. And just got these at the dollar store. They have different heights, different colors, just really fun, candles, and just decorated it with some Christmas tree ornaments that you might have laying around the house. And a really fun thing is these, they're called firefly lights, and I got these at Porter's. I bought them for $12.99. Someone went today and said they were on sale for $7.99.
I scored.
So I thought, wow, I missed the wrong day, but that's okay. But they're pretty cool. Pull this out. They're about 6 feet long. It takes 3 AA batteries. They are battery powered, and they're just wired. You can scrunch them up, put them in containers. Just kind of really fun, light alternative to strand battery lights or something. A little bit easier to maneuver, really lightweight, easy to store. Put that back there. So just with some goblets, some candles, we spent about $26 altogether. Firefly lights. They're also kind of like smaller mirrors if you're just doing little items instead of big ones, just to reflect that light again. All right, so for a third arrangement, all right, this one's a little bit simpler. We had $6. I really like sparkling cider around the holidays. It's really easy just to reuse the bottles. We call this Ting Ting at the flower shop, but you could use rose hips, glitter sticks, whatever stands out to you. Again, the water goblets or wine goblets with candles, just a simple centerpiece. Doesn't take up a lot of room if you're putting food on your table. All right, and then our last one, just a multi-use item. I really like lanterns. If you happen to have a lantern at home, they're great for centerpieces. You can put different items in them for different holidays and events. And then we just found just a small wreath at the dollar store, put the firefly lights in it again. And then with the lanterns, you can do like a fall version and put some like fun squash or moss or whatever in it for the holidays or whatever your event is coming up. That came with a total of $14 if you use some items from home. All right, well, thank you. Appreciate it.